This video was recorded with the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable. Skip it up and that up! Folks, I have some news for you. Game developers and publishers are unique snowflakes. The rules that other industries go by, where they have to allow used products, shouldn't apply to game publishers and game developers. They're no longer companies that make products that need to be quality products for them to sell. They're charities. We need to donate to them. Forget buying games because they're good. You need to buy games to keep the companies afloat. You need to buy them new. Forget used games. Forget the fact that once you buy a product, you should be able to do whatever you want with it. You need to keep even crappy developers working. That's your job. Gaming is serious business. So the boss over at Ready at Dawn Studios, Ru Weerasuriya, that's the closest I could get to saying his last name right. I tried many other times too. He walked into a GameStop and described the horror that happened to him. Get your handkerchiefs ready because it's devastating, folks. This is what he had to say. I walked into a GameStop, asked for a new copy of a game, and without telling me, he tried to slip me a used copy and wanted to sell it to me for $5 less. I flipped out in front of the guy. I was like, dude, wrong guy. You're doing this to the wrong guy. I don't think people realize. And the guy was trying to justify it to me. I was like, you have no idea. There are developers out there who are making games for years, and some of them will go down purely because the revenue stream is basically flawed and creating this place where developers don't see even a little part of it, meaning money from used games. And there's other zingers he said in this article too. I'll have it linked below in the description, but this one just got to me as well. This is what else Ru had to say. You can't make a living at the expense of everybody else. Unfortunately, they're not just making a living at the expense of developers, but also the consumers, because the consumers will see less and less games come out if developers can't get revenue to make more new titles and keep going out of business. So I know all the anti-used game white knights. If you're against used games, that's fine, but there's some people that just take it to a whole new level. I know you're going to call me every name under the sun and send me 8 billion articles about how used games hurt the industry, and you're going to say I don't understand it, I'm never going to get it, so on and so forth. Well, I'm going to give you a little bedtime story here. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning where I'm at. So today, for Review Tech USA and other projects I'm working on, I just bought a laptop. I need a laptop to do things remotely. I want it also as a backup to my system if it ever fails. I needed something portable. I know I had the other desktop, but I sold that. I didn't need a second desktop. I needed a portable solution. So I bought, it's an Asus laptop. Okay, now probably 2 years from now, admittedly, a year and a half, 2 years from now, I'm probably going to want to sell it and upgrade to something different. Should Asus get a cut of that? If I had a used car, or if I bought a car and sold it used, should the car company get a cut of that? Do they? No, they don't. They got my money. They got the pound of flesh when I initially bought the product. Then it's mine and I could sell it and do what I want with it. Why is the software industry in general, not even just gaming, even everything, why is it different? It's funny. Ru also says in that article that the revenue stream is flawed, meaning that it's flawed how people make money off of the games they develop. That's the problem, Ru. There's a problem with the industry as a whole. You can't limit the consumer because the industry, the gaming industry, is fundamentally flawed. That's capitalism, man. Something needs to happen. The industry needs to implode and rebuild itself back up. I've talked about this 1,000 times before. Look what happened when Microsoft tried to limit the consumer to try to maximize profits. Did it work out well, Ru? How did that work out? It didn't go over so well, did it? If something is wrong, things need to collapse and fail. You can't artificially prop them up by putting the consumer in a corner and taking away their freedoms for products they bought with their hard-earned money. Because guess what, Ru? All those used games you see were new at one time, so someone bought them brand spanking new. You're not a charity, idiot. You're a company that makes a product and needs to make a good one to keep making a living. Anyway, folks, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you have an interesting news story you would like me to discuss, private message me with a link via YouTube. And if I use your news article, I will give you a shout out in the video and feature your YouTube channel in the description. Have a good one.